Hi everyone, we're back with the wife's 2011 Ford Flex. Last week we discovered some stains where she parks in the driveway, and after a quick inspection, I found that the power steering pump was leaking and that the return reservoir hose was a bit hard. So, back in the garage we go. So while I removed the power steering fluid from the reservoir with a turkey baster, let me give you the disclaimer. I am not a professional mechanic. I've done brake jobs, suspension work, clutches, transmission swaps, motor swaps, seat interior, metal fabrication, welding, wiring, glass install, basically everything but tire mounting and paint. But again, I am not a professional mechanic. Attempt this repair at your own risk. So I'm pulling out as much fluid as possible with the turkey baster for a few reasons. 1, I don't need it all draining on my head when I disconnect the hose from the pump. 2, I'm changing the hose out anyways. And 3, I'm going to flush out the system too. All the parts I used are in the description below. The power steering pump is a remanufactured unit by Motorcraft. And if your power steering pump doesn't come with a pulley, or you intend on reusing yours, you'll need to get a puller like this one from OEM Tools. I rented this one from my local parts store. These nylon washers and rubber O-rings came with the pump, but just in case they didn't, I picked up some extra ones from the Ford dealership. You'll need a floor jack and a jack stand, a 19mm socket and a wrench for the wheel, a 5.5mm socket, assorted screwdrivers, pliers, and tools for the inner wheel splash shield, an 18mm socket and a large handled bar or socket wrench, and a rag and some zip ties for dealing with the power steering belt, an 8mm, 10mm, and 13mm sockets and or ratchets for the power steering pump and the hose bracket, some torque wrenches, and some power steering fluid. Check your year and model for the correct fluid type as they changed over the years on the Flex. So after getting out as much fluid as I can, I jacked up the car and took off the wheel with a 19mm socket. The inner wheel splash shield has an assortment of screws and screw push-type fasteners. First are these 5.5mm bolts on the lower front of the shield. Next are the screw push-type fasteners that can be taken off in a variety of ways, sometimes putting a little pressure on the fastener with a screwdriver or pliers or pry tool and backing the screw out works. Sometimes it just pops out. Sometimes it's not even there because it's broken. Some may have fallen out because of age. It all depends on the condition of your vehicle. Take your time and try not to break anything. Unless you have a bag full of fasteners around, like I do, then don't sweat it. There's something like 12 of these fasteners, in different sizes of course, so try to keep track of where they all go. Remove the inner splash shield and set aside. Here you can see the crank pulley and the power steering pump and belt. To get the power steering belt off, I placed a large rag around the belt with my left hand, and with the other hand, I used an 18mm socket with a breaker bar on the crank pulley. And while pulling on the rag, I turned the crank clockwise, and the belt slipped right off. Now going under the car, you can see the pump, and it's very wet. There are 3 bolts that hold it on, 10mm and some 13mm. Loosen the power steering bracket here with an 8mm socket, and remove the reservoir hose clamp with some pliers, and get some rags and a catch pan ready for the fluid. Now let's get to the power steering bolts. To get to that top bolt, you might need a wobble extension or some smaller wrenches. The 2 lower bolts are easily accessible. Once the pump is loose, you should have enough room to put a wrench on the power steering return hose fitting and just take it off to remove the pump. And here's where my repair took a dark turn. The supply hose fitting just wouldn't come loose. I was risking rounding off the nut with my wrench. I tried several wrenches, pliers. Nothing in my garage would work getting it off. If I rounded it off, then what? Then panic set in. 4 p.m. on a Saturday? Do I go to the store and get more tools? Does anyone have another hose with a fitting in stock? Would I be just throwing more money out the window? Would my wife have her car done for the morning? Would I have to tow it to the dealer and get laughed at by the mechanics? How much would this cost me? Would my family ever trust me to fix anything again? One simple thing is stalling my project. Well, after looking at my service manual, I confidently went back to work. I got this. I took off the pump by taking off the whole line connecting to the power steering rack. It's just held on with a few bolts. I made this decision because I had the extra O-rings and nylon washers. It allowed me to put the pump and line in my vise and take it off safely. Now to taking off the pulley. If your pump already has a pulley, then sit back and grab a beverage or fast forward. The rest of us will need to put the pump in the vise and put the puller on the pulley to remove it. Each puller has different instructions on what to do. Be sure to follow the directions. I put on the puller and used my socket and wrench to remove the pulley from the old pump. Here's the new pump. I put a very tiny amount of grease on the shaft and gently positioned the pulley onto the new pump with a rubber hammer to set it in place. I then used a socket and wrench to install the pulley onto the new pump, checking the end when finished to make sure it is flush with the shaft. All looks good. And with my camera accidentally turned off while recording, you'll have to imagine that I reinstalled the pump with the 3 bolts and I torqued them down to 18 foot-pounds. I attached the power steering inlet hose with new O-rings and torqued that down to 55 foot-pounds. The power steering hose bracket goes on, and I torqued that to 80 inch-pounds. Inch-pounds, not foot-pounds. If you don't know the difference, please look it up. Now installing the power steering belt, attach 2 or 3 large zip ties to the belt and lower half of the pulley. Turn the crank bolt clockwise, and the zip ties will get the belt back on safely. Safely cut the zip ties off the belt. Reinstall the splash shield with the screw push-type fasteners and the 3 5.5mm bolts on the front inner lip. Put the wheel back on and torque down to 110 foot-pounds. Check your owner's manual for your specific specs. And once again, I didn't film the fluid exchange because this time I had my phone turned the other way and got some lovely footage of the wall of my garage instead. But I follow Fortech Makuloco's YouTube channel, and he has a great video showing how to replace the fluid and flush the system. I would highly recommend checking it out. I put a link in the description below. I tested the steering system with a test drive that evening and did another one the next day, and all is well and was good. No leaks, wife is back on the road safely, the driveway is free from leaking fluid, everything works better than new. So would I do this repair again? Sure, it isn't difficult. But with any repair, you sometimes are only one bolt or fastener away from a simple repair to a stressful and difficult repair. So you do have to give yourself some leeway with time and some leeway with repair savviness, as the repair gods sometimes shine upon you and sometimes they don't. Don't be ashamed to ask for help if you need it, even if you have to take it to a mechanic. We all need help one time or another. And with that, I'm on to planning the next project. We have a few more Ford Flex projects in the works, as well as some for the 2007 Mustang, the 1968 Mustang, don't forget about the Subaru STI swap for the drift car, and whatever else rolls into the garage. Thanks for watching. I hope this helps someone, and check out our other videos of us car nerds doing car nerd things. Later.